Hey guys, Ponce here, and as promised, keeping you updated on the whole Nexus Siege game mode thing, which was, well, indeed confirmed to be an actual game mode now. So, just to be clear, this is not currently on the PBE. According to Riot, maybe sometime next week. Maybe later this week. But sounds like they're kind of shooting for next week when they make it active or live there. Now, for those of you interested in this big Riot sort of announcement post thing, that'll be a link to in the description below. So you just go down there and click on the link, and you can check this out for yourselves. There's a lot of information here, so I do recommend reading it yourselves. But yeah, as I kind of speculated in my previous video, it is indeed a game mode where you're split into attackers and defenders, and then you swap the roles. So you get to do both essentially in one game. There's a time limit. Looks like 20 minutes per side. You have to basically attack and push your way into the enemy team. Although according to Riot or the Riot posts I'm seeing, the games they don't usually take that long. Like usually the attackers are going to push in, and it's kind of a race to see who can do it faster per side, sort of thing. Oh, and also, it seems like the map gets cut in half, so that's kind of interesting. You only use half of the map, so one side's always just continuously pushing in. And of course, defenders are defending. And there's a whole bunch of like weird sort of stuff that's being added in. A lot like there was a lot of custom stuff added in black market brawlers, which has a bunch of interesting implications. Given that a lot of, well, not a lot, but some of the black market brawler stuff it almost seemed like a testing grounds for things, and some of the more viable stuff for the game actually made it into the game. So maybe we'll see some of this in season 7 or something. We'll see. Yeah, so there's like siege warp trinkets and teleporting. If you're interested, you can check that out there. There's these alternate currency type called crystal shards, a lot like the black market brawlers. What they were, like silver serpents or doubloons or whatever. I don't know what they were called. And so the way you get this alternate currency depends on whether you're an attacker or a defender, so different ways of getting it. Normalized EXP in gold, meaning that you don't have to be sitting there worrying about last hitting. It's about just shoving waves as quickly as humanly possible. And there's access to, aside from just sort of this alternate currency thing, there's kind of what looks like a rather interesting feature of the Obliterator for the defending team. I didn't understand the mechanics of getting this too well, but it sounds like defending team also has minions. And if you can somehow just like push your minions into the attacking side's spawn pad or something, like I don't know where that's supposed to be. Maybe it just like moves up continuously further. But yeah, if you manage to do that, you get something called an Obliterator, which shoots this giant channeled laser thing down every single lane, and anything caught in the lane, where any enemy caught in a lane, it just instantly dies. Like it's not damaged, like apparently it just instantly kills you. Unless you have some sort of invulnerability thing like Vlad pool or something like that. But in any case, a whole bunch of stuff that you can spend the currency on. So again, depending on whether you're an attacker or a defender, that seems to be different. Attackers have access to the siege ballista. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. You probably don't need me to tell you what a siege ballista is going to do. Long range, destroy the tower thing. Vanguard banner. That sounds like kind of a banner, sort of like a Jarvan flag you place down. It acts almost like a Baron buff for stuff around it, seems like. Then there's the shield totem. Nearby allied siege weapons gain a recharging shield, making them tougher to destroy. Pretty basic stuff. And a port pad. Deploy additional teleport locations to your team, moving your forward point closer to the enemy base. Kind of interesting. So very kind of... See, I don't want to call it Overwatch, but the cynical part of me wants to say it. But it's kind of like I would actually go back to almost kind of like more of a Team Fortress or a tribe sort of mechanic where you can keep basically getting to the front lines is a lot faster. And as I mentioned, defenders have their own things to spend the crystal, whatever the hell they were called on. A number of tower upgrades. First one is the beam of ruination. So basically, it gives you access to the tower, it sounds like, with a special ability. And as far as I can tell, it's probably something similar to a Vel'Koz ult, maybe. It's like this beam that shoots out and just deals tons of damage to things. Next, we have the Firestorm Bulwark. It sounds basically like it makes the tower briefly invulnerable, and the tower shoots out rockets everywhere, and this big AoE explosion thing could be interesting there. And then there's a number of other things you can get that aren't exactly tied to the tower. You have the Entropy Field, so freezes all enemy minions and slows all enemy champions within its zone, can completely change the balance of a team fight. Seems like it interesting. So it's just like a big CC explosion-y thing. Oh, incidentally, I should mention all this stuff takes the place of summoner spells. So you don't get access to normal summoner spells. You essentially buy these abilities, in a sense, but don't have access to your normal summoner spells. Next, this one is really interesting. It's called the Flash Zone. Throw down a large area that gives all allied champions inside the zone unlimited flash on a 1-second cooldown. Great for team engages or in reaching hidden nests of siege ballistae. So yeah, I like the idea of that one. That sounds pretty cool. If they could somehow work that into the normal games, might be interesting. But in any case, as I said, this is not on the PB yet. Hopefully it is soon. I'm actually looking forward to playing this. It does seem neat. So I'll be getting that gameplay footage up for you guys as soon as humanly possible. Again, look forward either like late this week, or I guess it already is mid this week. So maybe a bit later this week, or at the absolute earliest, but maybe around Monday or Tuesday next week. I think is a bit more realistic. There's of course a number of Riot posts here as well. There was a couple of interesting ones. So yeah, explaining you only use half the Summoner's Rift map. Here's the thing about Vlad Pool, Fizz Pole, stuff like that. That gets you out of the Obliterator laser. Yeah, confirming that it'll be next week is the date. And this is Riot person talking about different bugs that they encountered. But yeah, no, like I'm actually fairly interested in playing this. It looks like it's something different and should be fun. Like normally I'm just pretty whatever about these custom game modes, but yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around. And if you're interested in keeping up to date on the whole Nexus Siege thing, please feel free to subscribe, and look forward to seeing you in the future. Goodbye.